I'll put the kettle on.
I bet you were wondering what the hell is the Toast Train Show? It's mostly waffling about the things that we probably don't know. Can't hurt to join us and see where this random chit-chat goes. All aboard for the Toast Train Show.
Oh, lovely cup of tea.
Thank you.
Hey!
We do it every time, don't we?
Every single time. Way!
Welcome to, was it episode 7?
Episode 7.
Episode 7 of the Toast Train, and tonight with a very, very special guest, a very old friend of mine. Give it up for Rus Rogers of No Limit Street Band.
Hey.
Thank you. Good to be here, guys. How you guys doing? You all right?
Yeah, we're fine, thanks. How are you?
I'm okay, thank you.
Are you okay now? You've had a lovely holiday in the south of France.
Yeah, I know. I feel very.
Look at the tan on it.
I know.
Well,
it's
it's burn, isn't it? It's just,
Yeah.
I'm one of these rare animals, a kind of ginger bloke who actually does get a bit of a tan. So.
Oh, so you're just here to rub that in as well? Wicked.
Well, no, it's not fake tan. It's just real.
So
It's a tan.
I haven't seen Russ without a full Viking beard
Yeah, it's been a
for
while.
a very long time. So this is like a stranger sitting in front of me right now.
Are you
know.
trying to shave the ears off?
The problem with the beard, obviously, with the whole mask situation at the moment, made it very tricky. So
It kind of stuck out here basically, or is
Yeah.
it to just get the kind of straps on and all that stuff?
yeah, you got a mask on and you get bits sticking out left and right, and when you take the mask off, it's all over the place. So just get rid of it.
What does the wife think? Does she miss the beard, or is she pro no beard?
No, she's pretty cool with a beard, actually. It's one of these things where I post on Facebook about beards, and it's a bit of a double standard, actually, right? Because
Nobody likes my fucking beard.
That's because it's not on your face.
but when I've posted about sort of, just opinions on Facebook, do you want me to, should I shave it off? Should I kind of grow it? And people, it's generally females that come back and go, oh, thank God you got rid of that stupid growth on your face. And it's like,
really? I'm
"Do you know
surprised.
what? That's really not cool.
See, I
That's
thought
not
in
cool to
sort
say
of
that.
today's modern world, women are very much about the beard, especially after Aquaman, Game of Thrones, all that sort of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
It's like
'cause-
they want that geezer.
Yeah, well, possibly, I guess. But just like I said, I don't like that whole double standard of a girl can say that to a bloke about their beard, but if you said that about their haircut, you'd be like,
Yeah,
that's totally wrong.
But you were asking their opinion. That's the difference.
No, I'm asking an opinion about whether I should cut it off or whether I should keep it. But when people turn around and say, "Oh, you look really stupid with it," or "I really hate it," it's kind of go, "That's not on."
No,
That's
it's
not
not
cool.
on. But
That's
are you
basically
the
where
guy?
Facebook trolling
Are
starts.
you
Luckily,
the guy
I
who-
don't give a shit.
Yeah,
So-
I was going to say, are you the guy who does the opposite? Because I'm the guy who does the opposite. I will never forget years ago.
It's like water off a duck's beard.
I was getting my hair cut and I was like, I really fancy getting a fringe cut in. Should I do it? So I rang Rob, and Rob was with the band, and I was like, Twigs, should I get a fringe cut in? And he went, hang on a minute. He went, guys, should Amy get a fringe cut in? And they all went, fucking hell no. And I was like, cut the fucking fringe.
There we
and
go,
then,
do it, yeah.
and then, a week later, he was like, actually, I quite like it. Obviously, it was a complete pain in the arse, and, I had to get rid of it immediately.
You're one of those girls that can just wear anything anyway. You can turn up in a handmade tea towel and
You have seen me in a
some
handmade
Crocs
tea towel.
or whatever, and it'll still look all right.
I don't own Crocs.
So Russ, you've been in quarantine, haven't you? Why was that?
Well, obviously, in France, we was on the holiday, and then they announced that the quarantine would happen literally the day after we arrived home. So,
Of course, you're not infected or anything like that.
no,
Good stuff.
No, it's
COVID
just
free
ginger.
from what I understand.
So what was that like being in quarantine for no reason? That must have been really frustrating.
Look,
Well, not
it's-
no reason, but
Yeah,
know,
but surely it's just been the same as being in lockdown.
Well, this is it. It's
But
kinda
again.
like, right. So I was in
Again,
lockdown for
still.
months. I was back doing a bit of work for a couple of weeks, and then off on holiday, sitting on my ass for another 2 weeks, and just sitting at home doing some more stuff.
Sounds terrible.
So you're not the guy that will sit around and do nothing. You'll always have some sort of creative thing to do, or you'll probably invent a new business or something like that. You like doing that, don't you?
Everything from like your lockdown quizzes. We loved that.
Yeah,
when
that was good
lockdown
fun.
came in, Russ was doing like family quizzes on a Sunday afternoon or whenever it was, and
Do
it
you
was
know-
brilliant.
Do you know what? Yes, normally, Rob, I am normally 100 million ideas at once, but actually, I really struggled through the whole lockdown thing because of not being able to do anything. I mean, I have 1,000,001 things going on at once because I'm a strong believer in momentum. So you kind of have momentum on one task, you then move that momentum. You might switch to a different task, but you keep that momentum going into a different task, in like going down the gym or working on some band stuff or whatever it might be. But in lockdown, everything just stopped.
Oh, it was so
And
difficult. Did you find like your inspiration had gone a little bit to find the energy to do it? Because
Yeah.
that's what I found. Like,
Yeah.
and it's especially difficult for all of us, I guess, you with the band, not necessarily your solo stuff, but both you and I, our musical careers pretty much relies on a group effort.
Yeah.
Because all my work is close, the like harmony work, and you and the band, it's all like it's so perfectly in sync with every other member of the band.
Yeah.
And so when you're at home and you can't jam and you can't get together and you can't bash out new harmonies, you're like, oh God, it's so difficult to keep that like energy going because you can't bloody see anyone. You can't do anything.
This is it.
Yeah, I mean, my fallback was like if there's no gigs, studio bookings. So like, obviously no
And they're
fuckers
like,
coming here. So
nobody can come
Sorry.
to my studio.
I cut you off there, Russ. Go on, what was you going to say?
No, I was just going to say that the same thing. Yeah, I mean, you kind of sitting there and you kind of, what do we do? But I think the biggest thing with lockdown, and I'm quite a pragmatic bloke. I quite like it when you are up against the odds and you got shit to crack on with. And I'm very much a case of, well, the situation is what it is. This is how we get out of it. We do this, we do that, and we work towards things. I tend to set goals and I tend to set targets and try and kind of do what I can to work towards them. But with the whole COVID thing, the issue being is that there are no definitives in it. So you kind of go, well, what am I? What target can I set? What can I work towards? Because you just don't know. There's so much uncertainty, which is a real ball ache.
Absolutely. Just, sorry, one thing.
Sure.
I can say that we haven't actually told anyone what the No Limit Street Band is.
Yeah, should we do that first?
Which is your baby.
Because people on the podcast are probably going, this is just a random guy with no beard. He's got no beard. What else?
So, I mean, I tell you what, producer Ads has written a bio of Rus Rogers.
Gone in.
Now, Rob, you love reading, so you're going to take these ones, okay?
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Russ started playing trumpet and performing in competitive marching bands at the age of 6.
Great.
He went on to start writing/creating marching band shows and eventually running a UK championship winning band in Gravesend, which I was involved in.
True story.
True story. Russ started the No Limit Street Band, which is a 7-piece professional bath.
I can't
I've done a Rob. Brass function band in 2011 and quickly got involved in the 2012 Olympics, not running. No. Performing
beard trimming.
beard trimming, professional beard trimming. Several after parties in the Olympic Park as people left the stadium, including after the closing ceremony, which made them officially the last thing that happened in the Olympic Park in 2012 before it shut, which is mega cool.
That's cool.
And since then, he's helped provide drummers and performed in the shows for the Rolling Stones for their live shows at the O2 and for Take That live on BBC with me.
Hey.
He also provided marching band performers for TV adverts for Pizza Hut, Samsung and Suzuki last year. And last year he performed an impromptu performance with Rus Rogers from Cheek. And the most recent high-profile gig was performing on live on ITV for the opening of Dancing on Ice 2020, which was also a pleasure to be part of.
Yeah.
So you haven't done much, have you?
No, not really.
So
done
in short,
anything. You're a bit of a layabout, really, aren't you?
Used to do marching bands, decided to carry on doing marching bands, but just with a smaller amount of people and taking it to the masses. And it's all, it seems quite popular. So
No, we've had this chat many times where it's such, like when you say marching bands to people, it's so hard to get their mindset away from the American Pie, rumpy pumpy, like bands.
yeah.
And make it sound cool. Now, obviously, having done it for like God knows how many years, I know how cool it is. But it's just that message is just not there. And I feel like the actual kind of drum corps side of marching bands, I don't know. I mean, it's still there very much, but like I don't think it's the same.
For people who are unfamiliar, what is drum corps?
So basically, well, Russ, go on. What is drum corps?
Okay. So like marching bands has different styles, much like any other kind of form of music. There's, as Rob kind of alluded to, like the high school American college bands. But then the style of stuff that we did was called drum and bugle corps, which was more kind of professional, a bit more serious. It wasn't, and I think this is actually a problem with it. The reason it's not as popular as it is now, it was more. I mentioned in the bio about it being competitive, and it got a bit too competitive and a bit too much.
Because it's a little bit more military precision as opposed to, hey, we're in a baseball game.
Military is probably the wrong word.
Yeah,
imagine like how you're scored on, say, like Strictly Come Dancing, the way they pull it apart, right? You didn't do that with your heel or something like that. It's a bit more scrutinised that way.
Yeah, and then shows were kind of designed more for the purpose of scoring. you know, and getting points from judges rather than entertaining an audience.
Right, I understand.
And you go to these drum corps shows, and what I always tried to do, I mean, the band that I used to run was called Black Knights, and that's what.
Well, I'm
Rob,
familiar with it.
Yep, Rob was involved in that. But
Yep.
what I always tried to do, and I actually, well, I say always tried to do, later on when I was involved in it, I kind of got a little bit sick of drum corps trying to be too clever and marching bands trying to be too clever, and again, just kind of ignoring the fact that there's people in a stand that want to be entertained by these shows,
I totally
and just
see what
performing
you're
to the judges. So we kind of developed an identity with that marching band Black Knights, where they would create drum and bugle corps shows, you know, still technically demanding and still something that the judges would appreciate, but with music that people
Would
knew.
enjoy.
So that could come from various different, you know, genres of music. So things like Oh Fortuna, I don't know if you know that one, but do you remember it goes da, 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 da,
Yeah.
right, so you know the song, right? You don't know the name of it, but you know the
yeah.
song. So people know it. Things, and in that same show, they played Feeling Good by Nina Simone. They played Black Parade by My Chemical Romance. They played Englishman in New York by Sting. So they kind of would always play music that people knew. And
Right.
the thing is, then the crowd were like, "Oh, we really kind of enjoy that," you know. So really, that was the idea behind No Limit Street Band, was just to kind of take a brass band. I mean, we don't do any original stuff. It's not about that for us. It's about playing music that people know. So it's all pop tunes. It's all pop and party music that people can sing along to, getting involved in.
Well, I mean, like the prime example of that is the closing ceremony for the Olympics. So if you go on the No Limit Street Band website, which is
nlsb.co.uk.
then you can see on their homepage the performance of after the Olympics, and it's just a musical riot of glorious happiness. I mean, everybody's in such high spirits, but it's a bit of a sad event that something's closing. So people should be like, oh, that's sad, it's the end of the Olympics. But actually it's the complete opposite, because people they're just so into the music and they love it so much. They're
was great fun.
partying so hard.
It was a load of people missed their trains. Like, they were making announcements like, we're closing the park, you got to go and get your last trains. People were like, don't want to go.
Yeah.
Just having a great time with the party. So it was, that was a great experience. But it was one of these things that when I started the band in 2011, I kind of knew that 2012 was coming up. I mean, I subscribed to the ethos of, you know, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. If we get the call, we can say yes and be there within the hour and smash it.
Yeah.
And that's
And you
pretty
did.
much what happened. Yeah, well, yeah.
Because I've seen you plenty of times. It's, you know, Olympics is one thing, but I've seen you just tip up in a street somewhere.
Yeah.
Literally
Yeah.
just, or outside a place, a thing, and then just in
Have
5
it.
minutes time, there's like a swarm of people just
That's-
going, yeah. I was just going down the bank a minute ago, and now I'm like dancing
Having a rave.
with ginger bloke.
People with a loaf of bread kind of going, what's this? I mean, that's again one of our selling points, which gives us an advantage over other kind of corporate and event bands, is that we are a brass band, so we don't have to be plugged into anything. And as you said, we could rock up literally anywhere. We could go in the middle of a roundabout on a road and do a 2-hour gig without any problems, you know. But yeah, so that's our main selling point, is the fact that we can do that impromptu.
That and the fact that you are wicked.
Thank you.
You are
Very
so good.
Now, we've been sort of blessed with some brass instruments here tonight. So
He never travels without his bow.
I would like to challenge you to a bone off, Amy. To a bone off.
Oh my God. Boners at the ready.
So basically, what I would like to do is we're going to put some music on. Very excited about this track actually coming up. Put some music on, and I would like say Russ to very, very quickly try and show us how to do something, but give us a little bit of a challenge to sort of play some sort of well-known song.
Okay.
And we're going to get our tech man Adam to guess. Right. So you'll give Amy a song, and she'll try and do it. Mm-hmm. Give me a different song. So not the same one necessarily.
Oh my God.
And we'll see if we are good enough
So this is
to
basically
join No
Never Mind the
Limit Street Band
Buzzcocks.
or not.
Okay.
Now,
Sounds good
it's,
to me.
it's worth noting at this point, before we go to this song, I am literally deaf now because of the little warm-up you had earlier.
Well, Rob owns a trombone. I
yes,
do
but
not.
I own
has
one.
He
an
can't
advantage,
play it.
I also
but he
own an
owns
oven,
one.
but I don't know how that works. You know
No,
what I mean?
neither of us know how that works.
So, guys, right.
Where are we going to? Music.
So I'm looking at some music here. I'm very excited about this.
Oh,
Now,
this is
yesterday,
mega. This is
yesterday, we were deciding what sort of new music to put on the show. If you don't know already, you new musicians out there, if you want to be on the show, it's very simple. Just write to us, find us at Toast Train TV, any one of the socials, drop us your tunes, and we'll give it a spin. But I had an email earlier from, and I thought it was bullshit, but it actually turns out it's true. There's an up-and-coming guy. Well, he's not up-and-coming. He's obviously clearly smashing it. A guy called RAFF, or Rafe, what are we saying?
I'm going with RAFF.
RAFF PYLON. Great second name as well. I love a pylon. He's done a track.
He's not even fucking
joking. I'm not. We'll get into that another time.
Pylons.
If you love pylons, join the Pylon Association on Facebook. It's an actual thing.
Don't look at me. I'm not a member of it.
You're actually joking, right?
No,
I'm
I
not
don't.
joking.
And when I see a cool pylon, I have to fucking text him a picture of it.
Yeah,
Are we
it's the thing.
talking actual pylons?
Actual
Pylons, yeah.
pylons.
Okay, we'll get into it in a minute. But anyway, this guy's called RAFF PYLON, and he's got a feature by TITO Jackson of the Jackson 5.
Actual TITO Jackson.
TITO Jackson of the Jackson 5 is on the Toast Train. So I doubt he's listening. He's probably far too busy, but hopefully he'll give it a nice share. Should we get into it? So this song's called Kings.
King's Lane, actually.
Oh, there you go.
See you in a few.
Wasn't written on the card, Dad.
Everything closes. I'm walking along a street where grows a million roses. The castle right beside me leaves me speechless. I'm not dreaming at all. It's all in front of me. This past and present collided for some reason. Makes me wonder if I could be more than a hopeless boy in a world so wild and hazy. The old kings of this world might have been crazy. It's not any better now. If only my words could ring all over, I'd shout it clear like an emperor. The world would be in peace if we lived together. The way that these million roses share color and space along the old King's Lane. Started all over. Back at a time I felt like I had all the answers. Never cared about the time, cause I had forever. And I was proud to fall. Wanted everything without trying. Don't bother fighting, not really listening. But it only takes a minute around here to figure out all these things you've been wondering about in a hurry. Just a little glimpse at the roses, it makes you happy, but it won't make it better now. If only my words could ring all over, I'd shout it clear like an emperor. The world would be in peace if we lived together. The way that these million roses share color and space along the old King's Lane.
Brothers and sisters, for much too long we have been driven by fear and fueled division. This time is over. It is now time to embrace the power of our differences and make a difference. Together Together we have a responsibility to break down these walls that separate us and unite to create this world where we can finally believe that there's only one Earth, one race, the human race.
Once again, that was RAFF PYLON featuring TITO Jackson. Kings, what was it?
Lane.
Lane. And the lovely video as well. Looked like he had all these pals in there. I thought some of them could be celebs, but Adam doesn't
We
recognise
don't
them.
know.
But we don't do celebs, do we?
No,
We don't really know.
no. We're all about the underdog here.
However,
They
thank
might
you
have
so
some-
much for sending that in. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, that's
Coming
super
up,
cool.
we've got some more new music by Up, and we've also got some stuff by Rus and the No Limit Street Band to show you as well. Now, speaking of No Limit Street Band, time for a challenge. Got no jingle for this, but
No, we
Dreading
don't.
this bit.
to my left, here's some trombones that I've made earlier.
Totally tubular trombone.
So I'll give you the black bone.
That's onomatopoeia. That is.
Nice.
Thank you.
I'll give you the
Nice
black
link.
bone.
Okay.
Oh, there, yeah.
Yeah.
You fitted that in there.
Yeah.
Mate, penny dropped.
Right.
Okay.
Cool. So I've
do
got the
I
white
look
one.
cool?
You've got the black one. Cool. I'm working. You on?
Hang on a moment. Let me compose myself.
Nice. Is that?
Yeah,
that's
brilliant.
what-
Yeah, you're in.
Okay. So challenge is Russ,
Yeah.
as the music professional over there.
Yes.
Well, I should say that the bell end professional, the top brass. I'd like you to
How do you
get your
hold
phone out and
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if I see it too much, but show Amy a song or
Amy,
something she's got to try and
You're
play,
over the top
away.
one, Amy.
and Adam has
Looking
got to
away.
try and guess
Looking away.
what it is.
Okay. Oh, the
top one.
bold one.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, okay.
The top one.
Bold as brass.
Hey. Yes. Yeah, okay.
This is
Go for
so
it.
I'm gonna okay.
Go for it.
Okay.
I know. Seven Nation Army.
Why can I only get one?
It's
note?
actually like a
easy
very
one.
sad version of it.
Yeah, I might. The minor version. Let me see if I can get actual
The
different
Wilting
notes.
Flower Army.
No,
more
why
like the
can I only
Lurpak
get?
advert.
I can only get one note out of this thing. Hang on.
Well, that worked. You got the answer right.
Yeah, but that's the only song that's ever been
But
written
it's
with
more
that
of
beat.
the rhythm. Yeah, it's more of the rhythm, I think.
It's like I just try a new thing for the first time and break the internet.
You
That's
boned it
what's-
off.
Yeah.
We just broke the internet. Yeah.
So take your bone back. So Adam,
Okay.
you got that right. So Russ,
You might have even
Yes.
got their music licensing thing with that. You know?
Yeah,
It wasn't that
So-
recognisable.
It was
Ad.
so good. Yeah,
You
absolutely.
just found a tune.
Right then, let's have one for Rob then. So you're going to be the bottom one, my friend. I don't know if you can read it from there, can you?
Oh, okay.
Now, it's worth also pointing out that Rob's had this.
I've
particular
had-
time
I
for
am
a
going to
little
put
while.
something in place here, Rob, though. You can't play
That bit.
that bit. You have to play the verse bit.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Oh.
All right.
Okay?
Can I play the next bit?
There we go.
Oh, we will rock you.
Hey, nice.
In perfect harmony at the end
It
as well.
was, yeah.
It was good. It was very good. So you got to choose who's done the best boning there, haven't you?
Well, I think we all know the answer to that, don't we?
I'll let Amy have it. I'll let her have it.
Donating his prize to Amy as well.
Oh.
And
Hey.
yeah, you did really well. Congrats.
Should we crack on with some more new music?
Yeah, go on then.
What
Oh,
say
you
you?
want to go to new music now?
I do. I want to get the new music in, and then I want to get some toast in my face.
Oh, yeah.
Wicked.
All right.
Let's do it.
So, Amy, who's up next?
Okay, so next up we have Up, and if you like your
Not the film.
not the
With
film
the
with
old
the
man.
old guy and the balloons. No, we've got Up there, local, a couple of guys who have been like creating music for years and years and years, and they make this totally harmonious, out there dance track, kick off your shoes, get in a field and have a damn good time kind of vibe, which is right up my alley. So for anyone who wants to go visit them, I'm going to put their link on the comments. But for the time being, this is Up with Osaka.
Enjoy.
I fully love that. Those guys have been my friends for a long time and they've been supplying the music for our boogies.
I like the fisheye.
Yeah. Oh, he's a big fan of the fisheye.
Love it.
So yeah, that's
So what, are they in their bedroom there or
I think they're in
lounge?
some kind of room with curtains.
It just shows though you can just do a video anywhere, can't it? You can do a video anywhere.
Yeah, I
And
guess
that's
you
cool.
can. Well, I mean,
Stick a
Tito
bit of
bloody
pink-
Jackson just got all his mates to record
Yeah.
themselves. But I mean,
I'm
that's
bloody
lockdown.
busy.
That's lockdown, isn't it? Everyone's had to get creative. Everyone's had to think on their toes. And we've got this amazing track that we want to put out, but we
Yeah.
can't go and shoot an amazing video.
It's like the commercials now as well, and like even like this morning or whatever, it's all just people at home with their bookshelf behind them going, yes, I made a cake, and basically what it is.
It's the accepted norm, isn't it? I mean, like when YouTube first launched, and even to now to a degree, the people that are creating content are people that have never been trained in it. They just learnt it, they're just making their own way.
Yeah, but they learnt it by watching YouTube videos, which is outstanding.
But the point being is, I suppose it's
some of them now are very, very high.
Oh, they are
quality,
now.
Yeah.
They are now. But the thing is, I mean, like things like loads of jump cuts and stuff like that. It was never the accepted norm, but now it is because, it's driven by itself, isn't it? So,
Yeah.
No, so it's a new world, Russ. It's
It
a
is.
new world.
It is a new
It
world.
is.
So speaking of music videos, you've done quite a few, and I've kind of been around a few of them. But what would you say are your, because you've got kind of the studio based ones where it's just you, and then you've got videos which you've done with the actual band as well.
Yeah,
How does
so-
it work with No Limit? Because like it's kind of I guess it's like a band name and whoever comes in and out, right? Is that
pretty
kind of
much.
it?
So we did start initially with 7 people, and that was our lineup. But what you very quickly find out with that is that in any kind, because it wasn't a professional thing when we first started, it was just a bit of fun that we said, well, we'd do 1 gig a month and just see how it goes. But opportunities started presenting themselves. But when you've got a hobby band like that, you're basically limited to the lowest common denominator. So whoever's the least committed, that's how many gigs you can do. And you kind of go, well, most of us want to do more, but that one person doesn't want to. So you very quickly have to find ways of kind of getting other people involved. And, it has kind of grown and evolved to the point now with the number of gigs that we have now. Yes, we don't have a regular lineup. We have probably a group of about 12 regulars that cover as many gigs as they can. But yeah, throughout, the summer, because we have maybe 3 weddings on the same day at the same time, 3 different bands out. So we'll have, 3 sousaphone players in different locations. That'll be, 9 trumpet players.
How does that work for like? I don't want to use the word cherry pick, right?
Yep.
But like, obviously, do you as chief go, well, that gig's going to be the best one out of those other 2?
No,
Like,
what I actually do, I mean, I've kind of delegated, lots of responsibility throughout the band, so I'm not doing all of it. So a couple of guys in the band, there's 2 Matts and a guy called Tokes,
Yep.
They fix the stuff for us. Oh, and Graham as well. So 4 of them actually. They actually kind of fix it. So they kind of work out between the trombones who's going to cover what throughout the trumpets and stuff like that. I don't tend to cherry pick. If there's one that specifically needs me to be on it, I will do that if I'm providing the PA for it, or I've got to do a DJ set or whatever afterwards. But no, I don't tend to cherry pick. I just
Sheer luxury.
So what about so say you get like you said you've got your regulars, like how do you kind of, obviously it's whoever says yes to the most gigs who you probably offer the next one to, but do you have to kind of put standard aside for commitment and things like that?
Yeah, that kind of, yeah.
Because like, obviously, if you've got someone who's just the bollocks, but he's not necessarily interested in all the gigs, obviously, you'd rather him playing. But sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Like,
No, I'm more of a work ethic than talent person, to be honest with you. So if people are willing to commit time and effort into something, that's always appreciated more so than someone that comes along can do their thing, but are not particularly committed to it. So I tend to try and keep it to the people that have showed commitment to the cause. If put effort into No Limit Street Band, so the guys that will record some videos at home and record some audio at home so we can put some stuff together through lockdown, or ones that are willing to go out and do gigs that pay less, knowing that they're going to generate the inquiries for the ones that pay more. So for example, the Rus Rogers gig that we did, that actually came from us doing busking in Canterbury.
Oh, amazing.
So we
so
went
talk
out
to us
on the
about
day.
that.
Well, the busking.
Well, about the Rus Rogers gig.
Okay, yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. No,
Because I know there's a bit of red tape
Right.
here, isn't there?
So yeah, there's bits and pieces we shouldn't really be talking about because there's a bit of a do not,
It was in the bio.
non-disclosure
It was in the bio.
It was in the bio, yeah, and we do kind of mention it, but we can't post any social media stuff. We can't say about who it was for, but it was a brand awareness agency. They were doing a retreat for one of their clients. It was like a whole weekend thing, and he was there, and we had to do the opening of it, and this, that, and the other, and we kind of met him backstage, and he actually done the impromptu thing was actually on his Instagram, where it was like he just basically kind of we had the whole band behind him. And he just sort of talked about, like, wherever I go, I've got to take a band with me to translate what's in my head. And he counted in, and we started playing Get Lucky. And he was sort of singing along to it and stuff. So it was
That's
really
So
cool.
that is on his Instagram.
Well, no, because it had to be taken down. That was one of the problems.
Ah,
So we
well,
had
they
to-
asked him to take his video down.
Yeah. So,
Oh, that sucks.
So yeah, that was a bit.
So you must have, for however many hours it was up though, that must have been quite...
That was pretty cool. But the thing was about that is, and it's going back to my point, is that wouldn't have happened if we weren't willing to go out on a Sunday when it was raining with no expectation of getting paid and just go out and play to people and spread the word of what we do. Because the thing about what we do, because it is different from what you'd expect from most bands, we have to go out and show people what we do for people to really understand what is different about us and why they should book us and, you know, that kind of stuff.
Yep, I totally relate to that because obviously if you tell people what I do, like a close vocal harmony trio of like vintage music, they're like, oh. But then if you see us perform, they're like, oh.
Right.
And that's how we ended up.
And now I get it.
And now I get it.
Yeah.
And that's how we ended up being flown to Germany by the goddamn army and performing there for a weekend, you know. So you have to put yourself out there. You have to do it. And especially if you're not like a run-of-the-mill functions band, which neither you or I or you are, because we've all got a different niche.
Yep.
You have to get out there and you have to do it.
Loads of stuff came from that. I mean, I'm a strong believer you put the work ethic in and things come from it. So from that, we also ended up supporting Mark Ronson, and in Berlin we supported Diplo in London, all from busking in Canterbury because different people saw us, you know what I mean? So yeah, they feel safe to Germany.
I like what you're doing, guys. I'll make you a star.
Sign up or you can't
Deliver
refuse.
have a cigar.
But like I said, we try and not make it as much about us as we do about creating an environment where everyone's involved in a big party. So yes, we might be the ones playing the music, but it's not really about, it's not whole look at us, we're playing music, we're really good. It's like, let's sing along with us. You know what I mean? Come on, you know what I mean?
I totally get that. I totally get that.
This is why we actually try not to, when we do weddings and stuff, we don't insist on a stage or anything. We just like, okay, so where can we sit? Right, okay, right. So I'll stand on that chair, you stand over, you know what I mean? And just kind of almost get amongst the middle of everyone and do the gig that way rather than, right, we're us, you're you. This is.
Have you ever done a gig that hasn't worked? Like, has there been like a gig where you've come away and gone, we shouldn't have been there, or what was the point of that?
Not at the end of it. We did have one gig at the beginning of it where people were like, "What the fuck?" It was like someone's 50th party, and it was like we were booked as a surprise for the mum. It was a couple a couple had seen us like a pub, and they said, "Oh, can you play for my mum's 50th?" I'm like, yeah, of course I can. So we went along, and she introduced us to. She goes, "Oh, this is Russ from No Limit Street Band." She went, "Ooh." We're like, oh, this is going to go well. So anyway, we started off, we played our first song. And I normally do a bit to the crowd, like, evening everyone, how you guys doing? And like, no one answered, right? Oh. So I thought I'd make a point.
Was it kind of just a lot of older people and just quiche?
I got the band to stop. I was like, hang on, mate, stop. Let's try that again. Good evening everyone, how you doing? And this woman at the back went, yeah, we heard you. So this is going to go well, but actually by the end of it, that was really cool. That was a really cool gig. There's another one that we played at an old people's home.
Ah, yeah, you see, that's a tough crowd because we
half of them can't fucking hear anyway, can they?
Well, the thing is, they are of a generation, and that generation just happens to be the generation that listened to my music when it came out. And
you're not doing it right then.
Yeah, I know, but they can't get up and shout and boogie and everything. And so when you start playing, there's not really much of a response. And the problem is, as we all know, as musicians, all of our energy pretty much comes from the response from the crowd.
Plus, you have to have the ability to sing or play through the smell of piss and biscuits. Do you know what I mean? So
if there's biscuits, I don't care what the other smells are.
The thing was, actually, genuinely, that turned around into be a really, really great gig.
Yeah, and so have all of ours at old people's homes. But you have to get over that initial quiet.
Right. So what we ended up playing at this Age UK venue, but it was actually the manager of the place, and it was her 40th. So we were like, well, okay, so we weren't expecting it to be old people. We were just like, okay, so it's going to be like, she's obviously got the run of the place, so she can get the venue for nothing.
I was going to say, she's obviously got the runs.
So she's got the run of the place, so she can have the place for nothing. So we thought it would still be, it's a 40th birthday, so we still thought everyone would be like 30s, 40s. But no, it was her husband, and all the old people that she looks after.
Oh, I see.
So we're like, okay, right, so are they going to know any of the songs and this and the other? We played Jump Around in the second set. And honestly, they were going mental. They loved it, absolutely loved it. The funny thing was, though, we was doing this thing. You know, you got the intro to Jump Around, the sample from, was it Harlem Shuffle, right? The bum, 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 bum. Yeah. We were building up to it, and I saw this old bloke making his way through the dance floor towards me. His eyes on me.
Oh, no, he thinks it's the Harlem Shuffle.
No. we've gone. Bah, bah,
Oh no,
bah,
she thinks it's the last post or something.
waiting for the to drop the jump around thing, and he comes right to me, goes, "Excuse me, mate. Have you got a Peugeot 306 as part outside?" I'm like, "Mate, can you do an announcement?" I'm like, "No, mate, we're doing a song." You know what I mean? That's one of my pet peeves. that
Amazing.
So I
gigs
thought
actually
you were
work.
like going to say you just started some fanfare that he knew and he was going to get up and sort of
like
start
Boogie
saluting.
Woogie Bugle Boy or something.
But again, things come from that. So we done that Age UK gig, and then we ended up being asked to play at a Christmas concert that Age UK were doing at Westminster Cathedral.
Oh, that was with the.
Barbara Windsor,
That's it.
John Coleshaw, Joanna Lumley,
Oh, wow.
and it was really cool, you know. And
Yeah.
that was a really cool gig. That was really good fun.
I bet it sounded nice in there.
The acoustics were amazing, as you
Yeah,
can
I
imagine. Yeah,
bet.
the acoustics were phenomenal. We played Winter's Tale by David Essex. It was only a winter's
Oh,
tale.
yeah. No,
Yeah,
that's, yeah.
you don't know.
Was that a request from them to play that one? Was it?
No, we had to sort of supply, the Christmas stuff that we did.
And he didn't fancy a bit of Slade or anything
Well,
like that.
we did do Slade.
They did,
We did do
yeah.
Slade as well. We did that as well. But no, like I said, these things come from, we never turn around and say, no, we're not going to play a gig because it's not us.
No.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
going to go,
No.
yeah.
So that's the thing. That what is us like with No
Yeah.
Limit Street Band? There's no limit.
Well, that's part.
That wasn't even a pun.
But
That's what it
genuinely,
is.
That's there is a reason why it's called No Limit Street Band, which is because there is, there isn't a genre of music that we won't try. There's no type of music we won't try. Some things are more challenging than others. Just things don't translate very well to brass.
Sure. Well, this is the other thing, isn't it? So No Limit also stretches over to some of the other stuff you've done, which is obviously the take that things, the drumming stuff. And I know all about it, but tell us about, because that's just literally another branch of where it could have gone, and it went there.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, so obviously, as I mentioned, my background is in marching bands, and although No Limit Street Band performs just with a drummer 9 times out of 10, where there are bits that we can do. So we can add more brass players to it. We can add a moving or marching percussion group or whatever it might be. Or if people just want the drummers, we can do that as well, which we have done. So yeah, the whole take that thing, that was good fun. Having the 4 of us doing that for the weekend, so that was pretty cool.
It looks spectacular.
It was great fun, but the thing is about those things, you think that these things are planned well in advance.
Oh, no.
But they're totally not. So
No,
I
no.
got a
Right
call.
up to the wire, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a call. Can you supply 4 drummers to play live on BBC One? We'll take that. And I'm like, yeah, of course we can. When are we talking? This
Thursday.
Saturday. Yeah, this
Yeah.
Saturday. This is Tuesday. This
Yeah.
Saturday. I'm like, so I've now got to write everything, record everything,
Yeah.
source the guys, teach the guys, get all the equipment. Yeah, we can do that.
And here's my fucking bill.
Yeah.
These are like, again, like I remember this, like when you wrote a lot of the stuff, and it all gets filtered down, doesn't it? Like just do this with your sticks a couple of times,
does,
and then
yeah.
bow at the end. And
Oh, mate, listen, at the end of
it's
the
all
day,
smoke and mirrors, but
at the end
like,
of the day,
it's good
again,
fun.
it's coming out of that marching band drum corps mentality of having to do so many things to impress people. At the end of the day, I mean, I've got this thing with No Limit Street Band. I had it with marching band called the Grandma Test, right? Which is like, so for example, on a trumpet, trying to play really super, super high notes is really difficult, really
And exhausting.
and it's hard, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That being said, it's only really kind of maybe musicians or other trumpet players that would appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you try and try something which is really difficult and don't quite get it, right? Most musicians would go, "Oh, mate, that was really good. That was so close to doing it." But your grandma would go, "That was what?
That was
what
rubbish."
That?
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
We're
Yeah.
not playing to train musicians. We're not playing. We're not trying to be clever, or we're not trying to kind of impress any people with our musicianship. We're not interested in that. What we're interested in is the nan
Helping
the
people
daughter,
have a really
and
good
her
time.
kid having a great time.
Yeah.
And that's where the technical stuff does just get chucked out the window, especially for
course it
TV stuff.
Yeah.
Like with the dancing on ice things we did,
Yeah.
very simple stuff. And it's
course
just a
it was.
visual, isn't it? There's
Yeah.
sort of visual over, it's not about us at the end of the day.
But again,
So-
that was another thing where they wanted things recorded specifically, and there's so many people in that creative process that have an opinion. So it's not as if you're kind of writing something and you present it to one person, they go, oh, yes or no, whatever. It's like, right, that then goes to like a whole group of producers.
Yeah.
And they all
And
wanna
quite
have
often
their-
they're not music minded anyway, so they're just
No, exactly right.
Yeah.
So, but the problem is, like, everyone wants their creative input, and it comes down to the wire because it can. So they right, we got an hour till we go live. We still want to make a few changes on this, and you kind of go, right, well, you just have to go with it, So as much as these things that are live on TV look well rehearsed, in actual fact, they are, but a lot of it is winging it.
I quite enjoyed the slight not battle, but the word's not even competition, but like the whole kind of thought process between like us as the drummers here, the dancers here, the people with the flags over there. You know, everyone feels like that's their spot.
Oh, of course.
And
Everyone
like
wants their
if
chance
you,
to shine, don't they?
well, no, not that, but like obviously they would cross over you to get to their position rather than let you go first. That sort of stuff. And I
Yeah.
found it quite fun that, you know, we're all trying to get through this bit, but like everyone sort of feels like the priority should be there, the right of way, and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Did you find that a little bit?
A little bit. I mean, yeah. You
And
can't
there was
be
a few people that like knew they were there. That kind
Oh
of
yeah,
thing.
of course. But you get that with a lot of people that were in marching band. I mean, like, marching band is such an insular thing that, you know, people that have done things, you know, significant in marching band have got, I mean, nothing to the people that are outside in the outside world, but they think it does. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I mean, this will mean nothing to most people that are watching this, but I marched DCI, which is basically you go to America and you march with the top bands over there. No one gives a shit. You know, you might. I mean, if you've got a 10-year-old lad who wants to do that in the future, they might be interested in it.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's like, and
Yeah.
well done.
Yeah.
Congratulations. I mean,
Believe
you know,
you.
fair play. You've had a great time, but all you were was someone who basically flew across the world and you did what someone else told you to do for 6 months, and you had a great experience and everything. But it doesn't mean you're anyone. And most people come back from those things and are really chilled and cool about it. But you do get some that kind of go, "Oh, I've done this and I've done that." You kind of go, and. I mean, that make you any better than anyone else, does it?
Do you want to join the band?
I'd be bragging about
There's
it.
2 weddings we got this week, and you've got to do one of them. Russ, should we have some toast?
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, this podcast is called The Toast Train. We're not going to keep explaining why it's called The Toast Train. Basically, me and Amy love toast, and we thought we'd do a podcast about it. But we ask our guests to bring in a special and secret topping to put on the toast. Now, what episode are we on? 7?
7 now.
So, I think the best... Basically, Amy and I will give you 2 separate scores out of 10 for this.
Okay.
Obviously, you've got some standard Hovis bread there, so you're not really going to go wrong with the
Well, when you say
toastage.
standard, are we talking medium or thick?
It's medium soft white.
Okay.
So is that all right for your carb count today?
I can probably have a bite of it. I'm okay. I'm not going to
Just
go
sniff
crazy.
it.
Yeah.
So basically,
Get
we
that
would like
going,
you
boy.
to put
I'm sticking it in, am I?
get some toast in the toaster,
Oh,
and
okay.
while it's toasting away,
Yeah.
while that bread
Oh,
is getting
check
hot,
the knob.
whop the toast in.
Oh, okay. What am I doing here?
There we go.
We good?
No.
What's that one then?
That's to lift it up high.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
Is it on?
She's getting warm.
Okay. So, Russ, while that's toasting away,
Yeah.
show us your topping. What we got?
Get your topping out.
Do you know what? So I had to go with something that is just one of my favourite toppings, but it's not really that popular, I don't think, with a lot of people. I couldn't
If it's
go.
peanut butter, I'm going to cry for you.
I couldn't go with peanut butter. I haven't gone with that.
Good man.
And I couldn't go with Biscoff
because clearly.
Done that. Yeah.
well, and also you can't top it. You know,
No,
that-
you
That's
can't.
true.
But at the
And
moment, as
we-
far as 2020 is concerned, there's a few life-changing things in my life. I mean, obviously getting married, having kids, and discovering Biscoff. I mean, it's right up there.
That's
Yeah,
basically
like,
what
I'm
happened to
totally-
all of
2020
us.
mission,
I'm
wasn't
totally
it?
with
It was
you.
like-
That's
Honestly,
happened to all of us.
2020 has been shit, but if one thing that's come out of it is good, it's discovering Biscoff.
Yeah.
But I couldn't go there because obviously
Touching
we've
on
already been-
Biscoff very, very, very quickly.
Yeah.
Have you seen their ice cream that they've
Yes.
just brought out?
Yeah.
Mate.
Oh, I am
Just
all
anything.
over that.
Apparently,
Biscoff.
there was an actual shortage of it. People
Really?
bought so much of it.
Krispy Kremes now do the Biscoff one.
Yeah.
It's really popular
Oh,
now
Good.
for
God,
that.
it's
But
so
anyway,
good.
I haven't gone down the Biscoff route. I've gone down another route. I did actually buy a fresh jar of this.
I'm
And
really
then-
excited.
But he ate
then-
it on the way here. So he
No,
hasn't
not on
got
the way
any
here. Actually, I bought it the weekend, especially for this. But then I was like, but I had to tuck into it because I knew I was going on a diet. I've bought lemon curd.
Ooh.
Controversial.
That's
this
the
is the thing, right?
first lemon curd on the show.
Yeah.
Right. So I did do a bit of research, and I knew it was the first lemon curd. So there we go. I've gone with lemon curd. Just straight out of
Okay,
co-op.
like I'm fully on board.
Is there any
with it.
reason like you've chosen this?
I like it.
Is it like a childhood?
It's no,
favourite,
it's one
or-
of these things. Like it's quite sweet. So it's not something I would have all the time. I've got a sweet tooth, but I wouldn't have this all the time because it's just a little bit too much. But the things with lemon,
I'm actually salivating.
well, this is the thing with lemon. It does do that.
Wipe that microphone.
Lemons do
Quick,
that.
it's
now,
popped.
are you
Feed me, Russ.
Are you a butter with jam or?
I'm a butter with jam
See, I
girl.
don't. So I'm just straight up jam. I
don't like to
do
mix.
jam. Are you talking lots?
Some people like to do
or
that with chocolate spread. I don't get those people.
What are
I
you
wouldn't
doing?
do it with chocolate
Melting in
spread.
your mouth,
Right.
though, seriously.
What's
The
that?
butter melting in your mouth.
Yeah, on its own.
No, with a topping as well.
Or
Right.
with
So
cheese, maybe.
are we slicing or are we just
Yeah,
going-
carve it
Do
up.
what you like.
Right.
So this is a co-op one, is it? Is that
This
is
is a
that a
co-op one?
particularly good one, or?
I don't know, mate. I mean, I'm not a connoisseur when it
Do
comes
they,
to.
do they, I mean, I've never eaten it, to be honest. So,
Have you
like,
not?
do they change from store to store, or what?
I don't think so, mate. I mean, I think the recipe's pretty much standard, but it's good. I mean, it's not a jam; it's a curd.
It has
Which
occurred.
made-
Yes.
It's made. It's made with eggs.
Okay.
So
I thought it may be lemon.
But it is vegetarian.
yeah, it's vegetarian. Yeah.
I'm going in.
Go
Do
on
it.
Go for it. I mean, I put it quite thick because I want it to have a bit of a feature. I'm not one of these people who just
How's that
that
crispy
just
taste?
smears.
Oh my God.
Very good, man. It's
And it's
See,
not
I've never
something-
bought it. I didn't think it would be something that I'd like.
It's nice, man.
And I
It's
had
a
no
good-
idea it had egg in it.
Well,
No, I didn't know it had
I
Egg
believe-
and lemon.
Well,
Is that really
listen,
a thing?
I don't know if this has got egg in it,
Because it tastes like
but
lemon
a curd,
meringue pie,
a curd has.
which is meringue, which is the egg.
There you
That's
go.
exactly
you
what it
learn
tastes
something
like.
new every day on the
At
toast
Christmas,
train.
you can get clementine curd, which is lovely, really nice.
This is really good.
Okay, so
Would you eat this pissed up though? Like come in
Oh,
3 in the morning,
that was
bang.
exactly going to be my question as
Yeah.
well, Rob. If you came
totally
in
would.
from like 10 beers at the pub, a few Jaeger bombs or whatever, come in absolutely slaughtered, would you make that on toast?
I see.
I don't know if
I
it would be my
tend to
go-to.
go for savoury after drinking.
Like
Like
kebab.
pate and cheese.
This is the thing
No.
about it is it is very sweet. It's very much a desserty kind of.
Oh my God,
thing,
it's
isn't it?
so good.
It's really good. I'm eating the whole thing, so that's a good sign.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we never do that.
Rob's never eaten a full slice of toast on the
Oh,
toast.
well,
No,
no,
the
apart from when
but
it was
I ate the
Biscoff.
Biscoff. I went straight in.
Right, you can't go wrong with Biscoff, can you?
Russ, this is so
So,
good.
It's your choice, isn't it?
racking it down to scores then. What
Oh,
are we going to
9.
score this toast?
9.
You're 9.
Yeah, I'm straight in with the 9.
Wow. Rob, is it deserving of another 9?
You won't give it a 9.
For me, it's a very, very, very good 8.
Wow.
You can 0.5 it if you really, really.
No, I'm gonna go 8. I really enjoyed that. I've got to be honest. When you pulled it out of the bag,
Yeah.
a little bit of my heart sank because I was like, I've never tried this. I'm not sure it's for me. I don't mind lemons, but I prefer.
Now, Russ, just so
You
you
know,
know, right,
bad
Rob
stuff.
is very difficult at scoring, and he's generally the low scorer, and Amy's the high
But
scorer.
8's the highest I think I've ever scored.
Well,
No, you scored 8.5 last week.
No, I
last
scored
night.
Did
an
I?
8.5. That
Did
was
you
me,
do
I think.
8.5?
Yeah, no, it wasn't me. But 8, that's my score, Ross.
That's fantastic.
There we go.
Nice one, dude.
But
Very good effort.
It's not me, mate.
to
It's the
my-
lemon curd.
And I
My
love that you've done the
husband-
research as well.
My husband, if you are listening to this, darling, can you just nip out and get some lemon curd, please?
Well, this is for you. You can take it. No
Wow, there we go.
I'm
Look.
going to take it home.
Amy, exactly how long is that going to last in your house?
I'll probably do the lot by the journey home, I
10
reckon.
minutes.
Oh, you're
I
going
might
to
have to
just
take a spoon home.
fingers in.
Yeah.
Nice one.
Amazing.
Well, thank you so much, Russ, for bringing that in.
You're welcome, mate. No
Bit of
problem.
lemon curd. So for our next guests, whoever you may be, in fact, I know the next guest.
Yes.
I won't reveal it just
Wait,
yet,
hold
though.
on. I don't know the next game.
No, it's
Don't
top
you
secret.
worry.
Oh.
To Russ.
I just have to interject.
go on.
Your son, he's got the Facebook.
Yes.
He's just come online and said, Dad, can you get me some on the way home? I want to try it. So, Ozzy, I'm donating it back to you, son.
Oh, that's what I
well,
That's
it's-
very kind of you.
It's come back to that part of the show where we haven't done TOF yet.
Should we do it now?
We'll do
Yes.
Russ, you up for a bit of TOF?
Let's do it.
All right, ladies and gents, this is
True or false?
True or false?
Hey.
There it is. There's the jingle. We all didn't hear it. Which
We just assumed.
I'd love to arrange a way that we can
This
hear
technology, right, is too new because you guys just froze for about 5 seconds. There was nothing on the screen.
it. Perfect. Well, everything else has gone wrong tonight, so it might as well be that as well.
Normally the guest is the one answering the true or false questions, but because we don't have 2 guests, it has to be Rob versus Amy. So,
Okay.
question 1. Ready?
Oh, we seem to have frozen. No, we're back.
No, that was the thing. I was
Shut up,
thinking
Amy.
about.
Shut up.
You're working on delay, mate.
Shut up, Meg.
Shut up, Meg. Anyway, so
Amy's
question-
just sending a fax, or what? You done?
I am.
Yeah.
No, the internet just went, fuck off, Amy. So I've just, for those who are interested and want to come and join us and manage jewellery for the Macmillan Coffee Morning, I've just put on the comments of this video all the events and the link to the event and the link to Manor Jewellery Essex.
Wonderful stuff. I'm just laughing to myself because from this shot I'm looking at on your laptop of the three of us, it looks like Russ is standing up, but he looks really short.
Yes, that's exactly what it looks like.
He's got tiny legs.
I'm just going to try and rerun that title.
Like the
absolutely nothing.
The angle of your
There
legs.
we go.
is so
You
funny.
know what it looks like? The fancy dress costume where you're riding a horse and the fake legs are over the top. That's what it looks like. But without the horse.
Do I need to? What about if I adjust?
I know you look like you're riding a horse.
No, you're good.
You can't win.
Right, you ready for some true or false?
Should we try that? We're doing the jingle again.
I've done it already.
Oh,
Ah, bloody hell.
Right, so question 1.
Now, actually, before you start, bear in mind, I had to come up with some stuff because I've
said so.
known Rob for almost 20 years, and Aimee, I've known you, 4 or 5 years, not as
Yeah.
well as I know Rob, obviously. So I've had to kind of come up with some stuff that,
We might not get.
well,
I
exactly.
keep forgetting this very much was probably a difficult task then if you
It was really
quite a long
difficult,
time.
exactly, because most of the stuff I would come out with is stuff about marching bands or whatever that you guys all know
True.
about. Exactly.
True.
Well, exactly. So I've had to come up with some stuff, that perhaps you don't know.
All right.
All right.
So here we go.
It's
Bit
good
of
to know
POF
neither of us are competitive,
for this
isn't it?
week. Russ had a one-off speaking role in EastEnders in 1988. True
Okay.
or false?
88. 88. I mean, how old does that make?
I was 11.
I think Amy's gone to think.
that makes Russ
I'm
11.
trying to do maths in my head. Thank you for telling me that.
Now, can you give me the line? It's down the Queen Vic.
That wasn't the line.
Can you just say it? Can you just say it for me? Then?
It's down the Queen Vic.
He's not East End enough. I don't think.
Can you say the market's shut, Tracy?
Well, I can say, watch it, mister. if that
No,
helps.
can you say the market's shut, Tracy?
Oi, watch it, mister. I'm walking here.
Well,
What, are you auditioning for Oliver now?
Oh, I'm just trying to put myself in 11-year-old Russ.
I'm
No, don't say that.
Let's not do that. Maybe I told you that.
Sorry,
for a reason.
Spotify.
Yeah. So what do you want me to say? Sorry.
The market's shut, Tracy.
Oi, Tracy, your market's shut. Leave it.
He's just
brilliant.
got a dirty den on us there.
Have a little
Love
bit.
it. Okay, I'm going to say false.
I think with your little flat cap on, the little boy running through the market, and like, I don't know, Ian Bill barges him and goes, and he goes, oh, watch it, and runs off. I'm going to say true.
It was actually Pete Bill.
Was it?
So yeah, my school teacher, my head teacher at school, his brother was a producer on EastEnders, and loads of people from my school used to get extra parts and stuff like that. One other thing is false. I didn't. That's all.
Oh, for God's sake.
I was looking at my page and then going, hold on a minute.
I thought not only have I got that, I've actually got the character right as well. God's sake. So Amy won that.
Thank you.
So 1-0. Right, question 2.
Bastard.
Russ does not eat chocolate. True or false?
Ooh, I know that you're a prolific snacker.
That's a tough question because that could mean has he ever or is it now? Now, I know that
Now, we know you're on a diet.
he's on a pretty strict one, and he's
But-
already pushed away lemon curd tonight.
Also, I have eaten chocolate. That's the thing. I have eaten chocolate.
Yeah.
But
And he said he had a
really,
sweet tooth,
really,
though.
really, really good quality chocolate is not that bad for you.
True.
I'm gonna.
So can you
Amy's frozen
reword the
again.
question? Reword the question. I mean, say the question again with the same words.
Russ does not eat chocolate.
I'm gonna say
That's all he
that's.
sent me.
I'm gonna say that's false because earlier when we talked about butter and chocolate spread, he went, "Nah, fuck that, man, no butter." So I know that he's eaten chocolate spread on toast. So I'm gonna say he eats chocolate. He might not now, but I'm gonna say he eats chocolate.
I'm going to say the opposite of what Rob said.
So he doesn't eat chocolate.
Correct.
It's true. He doesn't eat chocolate.
Yes.
2-0.
What? Explain, Russ.
Well, it's one of these things like I don't eat chocolate for the same reason that Russell Brand doesn't do drugs. It's just I just can't have enough of it,
Right.
and I don't like the element of not being in control.
Right.
So it's literally I eat a chocolate biscuit. I can't eat a chocolate biscuit. I have to eat a packet of chocolate biscuits.
now
And
that is something that I do.
Yeah, I can
understand.
relate.
But it got to the point where my wife would hide chocolate because I would just munch everything that's in the house. But I would find it, eat it, go to the shop and replace it back in the hiding place.
And eat that one.
And I'm kind of going, what what am I
you
doing?
were dedicated.
I know, mate, but I'm like, what am I doing? You know, when you're shamefully eating chocolate, you go, that's no. So,
But as being a parent,
yeah,
there is that element of, I mean, any parent out there who hasn't done this, fuck off. But hiding in a cupboard away from your children,
oh yeah,
eating a chocolate biscuit because it's literally the only thing that's going to stop you going insane. Sometimes you just need those moments.
you have to very quietly snack, don't you? So you have to very quietly open up.
Yeah,
crisps.
no, I'm just looking for some
Do you have
chickpeas,
that
she says,
dedicated,
eating a bar of
drawer
fruit
in
and
the
nut.
fridge, or that dedicated drawer?
Never put chocolate in the fridge.
Cupboard.
No, what kind of arsehole does that?
Chocolate is the best in the fridge.
My
Actually,
husband, I think-
Cadbury's came out last week and said, "Do
don't
not
put it in the
our-
fridge."
Yeah, do not put it in the
Oh,
fridge.
well, I don't care. I think I like that crunch, man.
I used to have a boyfriend who used to get his chocolate bars and then leave them on top of the radiator. He used to unpack them, but still sit them in the wrapper and then leave them on top of the radiator and go
not
back for them.
very
And nuts, man, that's nuts.
Did you bury him?
Yeah, Rob helped me actually. That was a good weekend.
Yeah, no, I like cold.
What they
That
say,
kind of-
what they say about friends is that a friend will help you move. A good friend will help you move a body.
Well, there you go. That's why we've been mates for
There
so
you go.
long.
Yeah, I've got this. I'll shovel it.
You ready
No-
for
no
question
worries.
3?
Yeah,
2-0.
I'm not doing very
So,
well. Am I?
Like, for the blokes, right? You've got to do this. Russ has recently consciously changed which foot he puts in his underwear first.
I well believe that.
Say that again.
I 100%
It's
Say
believe
that
that.
again.
Twister, to be fair. Russ has recently consciously changed which foot he puts in his underwear first.
Yep.
So if you're putting on your boxers, you used to do your right foot, now you do your left.
See, I'm going to say false because I feel like this is.
You
this
think
sa-
that?
no,
You think that Russ is a double footer?
no, this sounds. this
This in there.
this sounds like Russ has made up a question for the toast train.
Yeah.
So I'm saying bullshit on that one,
And you're saying
and he's laughing.
I think he has consciously changed the foot he puts his knickers in.
it makes it 3-0.
Oh, for God's sake! Why
hates-
would you do that?
I'm in the Rogers psyche.
Now, can
That's
you
why.
please, very quickly, because we're over
I know
schedule
why,
already.
because
Sure,
you're a
okay.
control freak.
No, it's
and you
it's-
want to train your brain to do the opposite of what it naturally does, so you become more talented in other areas of your life.
It's actually a trapped nerve. I can't actually move my
Oh.
feet, right? So it's difficult to put socks on my right foot, then more difficult on my right.
You
than
should
my
have
left.
just gone with Amy's saying.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not consciously. That's because you got.
Well, no,
fucking
the
shit
thing
legs.
is, no. But the thing is, I normally when I put underwear or shorts on, I'd go left foot first. But I've had to change that to right foot first because when I put my left foot in, I was really struggling to get my right foot in. So I now put my right foot in first because I can do that in a way that I can manage without too much of a pain in the back. And then left foot is easy. So I've had to
believe you thought
consciously
that was crap.
change the way I
Yeah,
put,
but
I
you
put on
see,
underwear.
So
I
that must
know
go
where
down
Rob-
to shoes, everything now as well.
Well, no, because shoes are independent. You know what
Yeah,
I
but
mean?
you still have to kind of put the weight. I suppose. Yeah.
No, it's not
yeah,
a
yeah.
weight thing. It's being able to, because obviously your underwear can only move and stretch so far. So having to try and get the right foot in once the left leg's already in is a real challenge.
Gotcha.
So I do right foot first now.
So that goes into shorts and jeans
All I'm
and
saying,
stuff.
it's
as
a good job I cut
anything-
to camera 2 before you do.
well. Nice. Yeah, we'll get into strip.
Right, you ready for question 4? It's 3-0, Rob.
I've got no way of winning ever, so go for it.
I'll let you have this. I'll let you have this one,
It could be
babes.
3-all.
How? I haven't got one right yet.
Oh, there's
It's only
6 questions.
question 3. Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Everything to play for.
Right,
There we go.
amazing.
Effort back in the game, Rob.
Yeah.
Russ is trained in how to hypnotise people. Russ is trained in how to hypnotise.
Well, there's only
Yeah.
one way to answer that,
Oh
isn't
my
there?
God, can you hypnotise me?
Not on the show, I can't.
Hey, big
Why?
biggie,
Because
can
it- 'cause-
you
Broadcasting
see?
regulations. So they're not allowed to show, you're not allowed to broadcast the hypnosis process on
You
TV.
cannot hypnotise
What about
people.
like Paul McKenna and all that? They do.
Yeah.
Or do they skip
No, they
that
never
bit?
did. They always skip that bit out. If you do it live on a theatre show, you have to say to people, if you don't want to be hypnotised, leave the auditorium and that kind of stuff. So we wouldn't be able to broadcast it on
That's
a
actually
podcast.
true because they did a similar.
So you're
thing
saying
on-
they could technically hypnotise the whole
World.
world who's watching?
There was
All of
one
the
thing
9
that-
people.
Because surely that is a big government weapon right there.
Hold on, you've
isn't
got to
there?
do your answer first.
Sorry.
Right.
No. I want to hear what you was about to say. So
There was one time that Darren Brown did it where he got people stuck in their chairs at home. He was able to circumvent it because I think he kind of made a declaration or something. Because he always, when Darren Brown does stuff, he always says that what I'm doing is a mixture of misdirection and
manipulation.
Yeah, exactly. But
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not.
yeah.
I've got no psychic powers or any power over anyone. But yeah, he done it on TV once. But yeah, broadcasting wise, you have to get that must have gone through several levels of clearance in order to for him be allowed to do that.
Christ.
So what do you reckon? True or false?
I tell you what, if it's
It's
bloody
tricky,
true, I want you
it's-
to do it after the show.
Very, very tricky. Because the thing is, that is the sort of thing that you would know.
However, Russ has also got very good garb.
Yeah,
and I think
he's
that
got a great poker
that
face.
whole story he just said there about the
You
that's
see,
basically
either
that's sold it, hasn't it? So I'm going to say
Either that, or
no.
he's doing the double misdirect.
Unless I'm
gonna
hypnotised already.
I'm gonna go. I'll
Amy,
go yes. You go no.
Amy, you're under. No, I'm joking.
I'm going to say
I could do with a nap.
I think over the years I've known Russ, I would have heard this surely. So I'm going to say no.
And I'll say yes, just to
false.
be
And you're saying
opposites.
yes. Oh, well, Amy's 4-0 up.
Oh, for fuck's
It's
sake.
true.
I haven't done it for years, and it's something that takes a lot of practice to get right. But yeah, I've done. A good friend of mine called Tim Box.
He's a bit square.
Genuinely, totally his name, but he's a hypnotist, clinical hypnotist, and I've done a training course with him.
Oh, that's like
and
quit
stuff.
smoking and stuff, that sort of thing.
He does. He actually does a lot, and he's actually got a book out called what's it called? Tim. I'm really sorry, I can't remember it. If you're watching,
I'll
this.
find it. I'll find it.
It's called
Tim
not
Box,
in around
it's
the eyes,
called-
in the eyes.
It's about anxiety and that kind of stuff, because that's what the majority of his clients come to
control
him.
system?
Control system. Thank you. He does this thing called the control system, but he's actually got there's another book as well that he's got out. But
So he just thought he'd show you how to do it one day.
no, he done a training thing. So I was going to do this control system training. I was going to train as a practitioner to actually kind of help people. I mean, I actually gave up smoking through hypnosis.
I don't want to sound like one of those people, but Tim Box looks like a fucking hypnotist.
And
Look at them eyes.
But the thing is about it, right? The thing is about hypnosis.
If
He
you
don't-
want to see what a hypnotist looks like, I'm going to put it in the comments.
He's a super nice guy as well. Super nice bloke. But something about the fact that he looks like a hypnotist helps with the hypnosis process.
Does he walk
Because-
out to like theme music when he comes out?
Nothing like that. Actually, he's amazingly good that he can actually hypnotise people with their eyes open and all this kind of stuff. It's not necessarily like, I mean, what you see on a stage with a stage hypnotist, that's obviously very, very theatric and very, it's meant to be done on a
Bit of
stage.
pizzazz, yeah.
He can get people to do stuff like, having their hands and you're not being able to move it, but you're totally aware that it's happening, and it's really freaky. And like I said, I mean,
It is amazing to watch.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's-
I went to.
Can you use that to your own advantage, though?
no, you can't. This is the thing, right? So you can't really do much under hypnosis you wouldn't normally be willing to do, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's suggestive.
Like
isn't it?
walk off the cliff.
Yeah.
You wouldn't do that, obviously.
No.
Yeah, the thing is, when I saw a hypnotism show, hypnosis show, and the guy at the beginning was like, "This is how hypnosis works.
Yeah.
If you absolutely do not want to be hypnotized." You have the power to not be hypnotized. It's
something
very, very conscious. But if you allow yourself, and this was said to my mum when she was being hypnotized for, I think, stopping smoking years and years and years ago. Like, if you don't want to give up smoking, you don't want to be hypnotized, you can just sit there and look at me and
Absolutely.
it will not work. You have to be open-minded and you have to kind of like let me tune into that
Absolutely.
channel
You
in
have-
order for me to like get in
You
your
have to be
brain,
willing
basically.
to be led into that
Yeah,
state, right? So,
yeah. See, I would love to be hypnotized,
right.
but also I can't let that happen.
Very quickly, just to explain it very quick. But you've been hypnotized, I can tell you that, but not necessarily been aware that you have. Right? So
This fucking guy.
Hypnosis, essentially, and this is the way Tim's explained it to me, is like it's called subconscious dominance, right? Okay, so you've got two parts of your brain, you're obviously conscious and your subconscious. You've got a part which is very critical and analytical, which is all about being able to separate reality from imagination, if that makes sense, yeah? And the other side, which is all about the imagination and what's capable with that. Have you ever watched a movie and been emotionally affected by it?
Oh yeah.
Right, so you've been hypnotized, but
Yeah.
or you've been in a state of subconscious dominance. you
Yeah,
would say.
yeah, absolutely. Because you let yourself get away
Right.
with the story.
But you also know it's not real.
Yes.
But your body and physically you've acted and reacted like it is real.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Totally get that.
So it's been in this state of mind where that you allow your imagination to take the lead, essentially, and you put your kind of critical sides. You allow your critical side is put to one side to allow your imagination to come to the fore. That's my understanding of it, at least. I mean, to be honest with you, even people like Darren Brown and hypnotists don't actually know the full ins and outs of how hypnosis works. They just know that it does, and they know how to access it.
It's fascinating.
Very cool.
Oh, it is. Yeah, absolutely, it is. Yeah.
It still doesn't mean that I've won this fucking round, though, does it?
No.
What's the next one then? I might as well lose with style. What's next, Dad?
Well,
I've even forgotten myself.
that's number 5. It's Russ had a couple of speech impediments as a kid, which he trained himself out of. True or false?
What were your speech impediments, Russ?
I had a lisp, and I think it's called rotarism, where you pronounce your R's as W's. And when your name
You said that pretty well.
when your name is Russell Stewart Rogers, or as I used to say it,
Yeah,
Russell
or,
Stewart Rogers. Yeah, I had to train myself out of it.
See, I feel like you've got quite good speech, good dialect. So you've got that kind of presenter vibe, in your sort of videos and stuff like that. So I think that could be the result of a previous speech impediment where you've tried so hard and come out the other side and you've actually enjoyed being vocal and stuff like that. So I'm going to say perhaps true.
I'm going to go
Maybe
with
did.
true too.
It's true. It's 5-1.
Hey.
That's like Jonathan Wass, isn't it?
Good to get one.
But he's kept it because it's a
Gimmick.
Gimmick, yeah, exactly, yeah. But yeah, no, that's what I happened as a kid. It wasn't as if it was, hard work to get out of it. It was a case of that I had this speech impediment. But yeah, my sister used to get me to say a tongue twister, which was 7 sizzling sausages sizzling in a pan, which with a lisp comes out hilariously.
Yeah, I bet.
So, but yeah, so I used to have a lisp and pronounce my R's as W's.
How old were you when you sort of got out of there?
29.
Yeah.
Last week. Also, I started putting my trousers on.
Yeah, about
Let's
that.
quickly do this last question,
Go on
and then
then.
obviously you can carry on. But
Yeah, of course.
Russ's middle name is Stewart, and he is a direct descendant from the Scottish royal family of the Stuarts.
Well, he's either the cleverest mother fudge cake I've ever met because he accidentally, on purpose, just dropped his middle name as
Yeah.
Stuart, which is totally Russ's bag, by the way. He would do that. And he's a goddamn ginger.
Are you a Stewart or a Stewart?
He's a Stewart.
The actual name changed because Stuart, the actual word Stuart comes from steward, which is to look after something. That's where the Stuart name comes from. And it just got changed throughout the years. It's actually the Stuart, as in the royal family, is Stuart. But the lineage that, because mine went down the kind of matriarchy side, the
female side.
Female side, exactly. And my surname's Rogers, but it was going back a couple of generations. It used to be Stuart Rogers as a double-barreled thing, but then the tradition within the family changed. The first
Bullshit.
the firstborn.
I'm
the
calling
first,
it.
The firstborn son has the middle name Stuart and then the last name Rogers. So
Oh, it's so
dad,
close.
my dad Dennis Stuart Rogers and
Well,
my Ronald
I
Stuart.
can't
take
win
it.
anyway, so I'm
You
saying
take it. You say
it's true.
You say it's true, and I'll say it's false.
true.
I'm going to leave that as a question mark because it's not even on my sheet.
Is it bullshit?
But you
No,
said I
he
was
could
ginger.
say true or false at this point.
Is it
couldn't he?
bullshit?
It's false.
Hey!
Fuck's sake. Amy, you absolutely smashed the pants out of me. That was true.
Oh, false.
True or false?
Brilliant. Amazing.
Wonderful stuff. Well, Russ, you've been an absolutely fantastic guest. Really good old friend of mine. Lovely to see you, mate.
Yeah,
Have you
he's
got any
not old.
final things that you'd like to kind of plug? Like, I mean, obviously to plug shows and stuff is a bit tricky at the minute, but all your websites, all your things that are coming up.
Well, we can actually plug some shows. We got a show. There's a pub in Rochester called the Moon Dance Bar. We're playing there on the 11th of September. They've got an outdoor area which can be limited with regards to how many people they let in. So that's all social distance and that kind of stuff. So we're doing that. We've actually got Oktoberfest in Camden at the Electric Ballroom every
mega.
Saturday. We're doing 2 shows every Saturday throughout October. at the Electric Ballroom, and again, that's all social distanced as well. So you get your table, you stay there. It's obviously waitress service and that kind of stuff, or waiter service, bringing your beers and stuff. So yeah, no, we've got these shows going on, and people can buy tickets. We are issuing those tickets on a money back guarantee. If the event doesn't go ahead, you get your money back. So there's no fear of that. So people should go and buy tickets and come see us in Camden.
Okay, well,
Where can they pick them up?
I've put the link to the website, your website, on our comments. So
great stuff.
I'm guessing that everyone can go via the website and.
No, they'd have to
up.
go for if they just look up Camden Oktoberfest. Oktoberfest has got a K, obviously.
I will drop
Stick that on
in.
there.
And Russ, what about all your social media handles and anything you want us to get following right now?
Just No Limit Street Band. Just search No Limit Street Band, Facebook, Instagram. You'll find where we are on there.
Okie doke. Amy, should we also give our sponsors a mention? Adam, tell us all about your business first, mate. Get your sexy microphone out.
Hey, sexy microphone. OC Media Solutions. Literally anything you can do with a computer. There we go. OCM.solutions.
But you do more than that. You fix phones and stuff like that, don't you?
Yeah, I do phones and
Microwaves.
Okay, he's really selling it tonight.
cookers and
All right, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Braintree Printing Company, as you can see behind me here. So that's the Braintree Printing Company. The phone number is 01376 345 915. The website, www.braintreeprinting.co.uk. Also, they're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Basically, if you like printing stuff, if you want stuff printed, like our lovely back brick wall here that we've got, then Braintree Printing Company is the one for you.
And last but not least, we have parcelbroker.co.uk. If you need something sending from A to B, then jump online, go and visit the website. All of the major branded couriers are there, and they will absolutely get the best price for you. So that is parcelbroker.co.uk.
I've used Parcel Broker.
Have you?
Yeah, brilliant service, actually.
Marvellous. That's great to
Didn't
hear.
break nothing, did they?
No, not a single thing.
It's all good.
No, but no, brilliantly. They did give me the best price they could get. So.
It was a jigsaw of a vase, wasn't it? That's what we got delivered. So also calling all musicians and artists and stuff out there. If you want your music videos featured on the show, like Russ's videos are about to be shown, then it's really simple. Just get in touch with us on any of the platforms or the website, toasttrain.tv, or at toasttraintv on any of the socials. We'd love to give your music a spin. We particularly love the stuff that no one's heard of, or if you need help with that publicity, we'd rather show you than all the big guns and stuff like that. But so get in touch. We'll get your tunes on the show. I would love to have a little bone off.
before you do
Yeah.
that,
Oh.
Russ, get your horn out.
Hey.
important news, mate.
What's
go
the
on, what's the
important
news?
news?
Our first competition.
Oh yes.
Oh,
Keep
hang on,
your
hang on,
eyes
hang on.
peeled.
How do I... Oh, Babs, can you unlock it?
Just have to twist the thing.
Do you keep twisting it, or does it just...
There you go.
There we go.
Wow.
Okay.
Definitely improved since earlier.
I need to
Ad,
work on
yes,
that.
Tell us about this.
It's our first competition that we're doing on Toast Train TV, and you have the chance to win something that we're going to be posting tomorrow. So keep on the Facebook.
So we've
page,
got
I
a
guess.
competition to win something that they don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Because it's
So,
coming tomorrow.
Mystery competition.
are you saying that they need to hit up our social media pages to find
do
out how to
indeed.
win said prize?
Yeah, it'll be all.
Can we give
all
them a
over
clue?
Instagram.
What sort of people should
You
be
can
looking?
game with it.
You can game with it.
Ooh.
Okay.
It's a jigsaw
Like
of
the
a
sound
vase.
There it is. All right, so if you guys want to win a prize, then obviously hit up our social media tomorrow. Now we're going to leave you with No Limit Street Band's video. Russ, before we go, we're going to have a little jam, but tell us about this video.
It's one that I made in lockdown. Actually, what I've noticed by supplying this is that I'm embarrassed to say we haven't got enough videos of the actual band with loads of guys involved in it. So this is just me. But this is so this was done over lockdown. One thing that has come out of lockdown is people learn new skills and this, that, and the other. And I put this video together of me playing some songs.
So it's No Limit Street Man.
Yes.
Marvellous.
No members street band. No, I'll leave it that. All right, so
Why
quickly
don't you
go.
play us out, Rob?
What are we going to play?
I don't know. Russ, what should we play?
Seven Nation Army. Go. Both of you.
That's all from us at Toast Train. We'll see you on the next one. Here is Rus Rogers with No Limit Street Band with Give Up. See ya.
Thank you. That's the show.
mostly waffling about the things that we probably don't know. Can't hurt to join us and see where this random chit chat goes. All aboard for the Toast Train Show.
Oh, lovely cup of tea.
Thank you.